Hey, hey, hey! Welcome back to the show. I'm Jay, and this is English for Call Center, the podcast where we help you feel confident, calm, and ready every time you pick up that phone. Whether you're already working in a call center, you're studying for a customer service job, or you just want to get better at speaking English in stressful situations, you are in the right place. So, how are you doing today? I hope you're somewhere comfortable. Maybe you're on your commute. Maybe you're at home with a cup of tea or coffee. Maybe you're at your desk getting ready for a shift. Wherever you are, welcome. I'm really happy you're here. Okay, so before we get into today's topic, let me just say, today's episode is one I've been really excited about, and I think by the end of it, you're going to feel a lot more confident about something that honestly makes a lot of people nervous. Even experienced agents get nervous about it. We are talking about dealing with angry customers. Yes, angry customers. The ones who call in and they are not happy at all. I know. Just hearing the words angry customer can make your stomach feel a little tight, right? We're going to break it all down today. We're going to talk about what to say, how to stay calm, how to use your English clearly and professionally. And by the end, I really think you're going to feel much better about these kinds of calls. So, stay with me. Let's go. Oh, but before we jump in, if you're listening to this podcast for the first time, please subscribe. It means a lot to me, and it means you'll never miss an episode. And if this podcast is helping you with your English or your work, please leave me a comment or a review. Tell me where you're listening from. Tell me what topic you want next. I love hearing from you. It really keeps me going. Okay? Great. Now, let's dive in. So, angry customers. Why does this topic matter so much? Well, if you work in a call center, or if you're planning to, this is not something that happens once in a while. This happens regularly. Some days more than others, but it happens. And the thing is, no matter how good your English is, no matter how much you know about the product or service, if you don't know how to handle an angry caller, the conversation can go wrong very quickly. And here's what makes it even harder when English is not your first language. When someone is angry and speaking fast, or using strong language, or interrupting you, your brain can kind of freeze. You understand maybe 70% of what they're saying. You're trying to think of the right words to respond, and at the same time, you're feeling nervous or stressed. That is a lot happening at once. I've talked to so many English learners who work in customer service, and they all say the same thing. They say, Jay, I can handle normal calls okay, but when someone gets angry, I just panic. I don't know what to say. I freeze. Does that sound familiar? If it does, that's completely normal, and that's exactly what we're going to fix today. Here's the thing I want you to understand. Dealing with an angry customer is actually a skill. It's not just about personality. It's not just about being naturally calm. It's a skill you can learn. And like any skill, the more you practice it, the better you get. And the good news? A lot of it comes down to knowing the right phrases, the right English expressions that calm people down, show empathy, and move the conversation forward. That's what we're going to focus on today. Now, let me tell you something from my own experience, because I think it'll help you feel less alone. I remember the first time I had a really angry caller. I was not ready for it. I was still fairly new. I thought I was doing okay. And then, boom, this caller comes on the line and they are furious. They're speaking fast, they're raising their voice, and they're using some very colorful language, let's say. And I just froze. I literally didn't know what to say. I think I said something like, yes, let me... And then there was this awful silence. And the caller got even more frustrated because I wasn't responding properly. After the call, I felt terrible. But you know what? That experience taught me so much. Because I went and I practiced. I practiced the phrases, I asked colleagues what they would say, I listened to recordings of good calls, and slowly I got better. And now, those kinds of calls, I can handle them. Not perfectly every time, but much, much better. And that's the journey, right? You're not going to be perfect at this tomorrow, but you can be better than you are today. and better than you were last week. That's all we're asking for. Okay, so let's get into the real stuff. Let's talk about how to actually deal with an angry customer on a call. The very first thing, and I cannot stress this enough, is to let them talk. I know that sounds simple, but when someone is angry and they're raising their voice, your instinct might be to jump in, to explain something, to defend yourself or your company, to say, but wait, actually, stop. Don't do that. Not yet. Let them talk. Here's why. When someone is angry, they have a lot of emotion built up. Think of it like a pressure cooker. The pressure needs somewhere to go. If you try to stop it before it releases, it just builds more. But if you let the steam out first, then you can actually have a real conversation. So when a caller is venting, that means expressing their frustration, your job in those first moments is just to listen. Don't interrupt, don't explain, don't defend, just listen. And while you're listening, you can make small sounds to show them you're still there. Things like, I see, or I understand. These sounds are important. They show the customer that you're listening. You're not just waiting for your turn to talk. Now, one thing people get confused about, listening does not mean agreeing. You can listen and acknowledge someone's feelings without saying they're right about everything. We'll talk more about that in a minute. So the second thing, and this is huge, is empathy. Empathy. What does that mean? Empathy means showing someone that you understand how they feel. Not just what happened, but how they feel about it. There's a big difference between these two responses. I see that your order is late. And I completely understand how frustrating that must be. I'm really sorry this happened. Can you feel the difference? The first one just states a fact. The second one connects with the person. It shows them you're a human being who actually cares. And that changes everything. Here are some really useful empathy phrases that you can use in English. I completely understand your frustration. I'm really sorry you've had this experience. I can see why you'd feel that way. That sounds very frustrating, and I'm sorry about that. I understand this has been difficult for you. These phrases are gold. Seriously, practice them until they feel natural coming out of your mouth. Because when you say them sincerely, not in a robotic way, but genuinely, they can turn a call around. Let me give you an example. Imagine a customer calls in and says, "This is absolutely ridiculous. I ordered my package 3 weeks ago and it still hasn't arrived. Your company is a joke." What do you say? You don't say, "Well, I need to check your order number first." You say, "I'm really sorry to hear that. 3 weeks is a long time to wait, and I completely understand your frustration. I want to help you sort this out right now." See the difference? You're not fighting back. You're not getting defensive. You're showing empathy first. Then you move into solving the problem. Now here's something I want to talk about, because this is where a lot of people struggle. What do you do when the customer is being rude? Not just frustrated, actually rude, using bad words, being disrespectful. This is tough, because on one hand, you want to stay professional. On the other hand, you're a human being, and you deserve to be treated with respect. Here's what I recommend. First, stay calm. I know that's easier said than done, but here's a trick. Take a slow breath before you respond. Just 1 second. It helps more than you think. Then, acknowledge their feelings, but gently redirect the conversation. You can say something like, "I can hear that you're very upset, and I do want to help you. I just want to make sure we can have a good conversation, so I can give you the best possible help." That's a really good phrase. Let me say it again. "I can hear that you're very upset, and I do want to help you. I just want to make sure we can have a good conversation, so I can give you the best possible help." What you're doing there is you're acknowledging the emotion, you're showing you want to help, and you're very gently setting a boundary without being rude back. If the behavior continues, You can escalate slightly. I really do want to help you today, but I need us to be able to speak calmly so I can look into this properly for you. And if the language becomes truly unacceptable, your company will have a policy for that. Always follow your company's policy. You don't have to tolerate abuse. But whenever possible, try to de-escalate first. Try to bring the temperature down.
Okay, let's talk about apologizing, because this is something that confuses a lot of people. When should you apologize? And what exactly are you apologizing for? Here's a simple rule. You can always apologize for the customer's experience, even if it was not your fault. "I'm sorry you had this experience" is not the same as saying, "I'm sorry, it's our fault." One is empathy, one is taking blame. And that difference matters, especially in a professional or legal sense.
So you can always say things like, "I'm sorry you've had such a difficult time. I'm sorry this wasn't the experience we wanted to give you. I apologize for any inconvenience this has caused." These phrases show care without necessarily admitting fault for something you don't know all the details about yet. Now, when your company is at fault, and sometimes they are, a genuine, clear apology is very powerful. Don't be afraid of it. "I'm so sorry. This was our mistake, and I want to make it right." That kind of honesty, delivered with warmth, can completely change how a customer feels about your company.
Let's talk about something really practical now. What to say when you don't have the answer? Because this happens too. A customer asks you something, you don't know the answer, or you need to put them on hold, or you need to transfer them. And if you don't handle this well in English, it can make things worse. Here are some phrases that work really well. When you need a moment to look something up, bear with me just one moment while I check that for you. "Thank you for your patience. I'm just pulling up your account now." When you need to put them on hold, "Would you mind if I put you on a brief hold? I just want to get the right information for you. It should only take a minute or two." When you're going to transfer them, "I want to make sure you get the best help, so I'm going to transfer you to our specialist team. They'll be able to solve this for you right away." And here's a tip. Whenever you put someone on hold or transfer them, always give a reason. Always say why. "I'm putting you on hold so I can check your account." Feels much better than just silence or music suddenly starting. People don't mind waiting as much when they understand why. Now, I want to talk about something that I think is really underrated in customer service English, and that's using the customer's name. When someone is angry and frustrated, hearing their own name said calmly can be genuinely calming. It reminds them they're being treated as an individual, not just a number. So once you have their name, use it naturally in the conversation, not in a robotic way. Not, "Yes, Mr. Smith. I understand, Mr. Smith. Thank you, Mr. Smith." That sounds like a robot, and it actually feels worse. But maybe once or twice in the call. "I completely understand, David. Let me see what I can do for you." That's natural. That's warm. That works. Let's also talk about the power of solutions. Because here's the thing. At the end of the day, the customer is angry because something went wrong. And what they really want, what they've wanted the whole time, is for it to be fixed. So once you've listened, once you've shown empathy, once you've acknowledged the problem, your job is to offer a solution. And how you present that solution matters. Instead of saying, "You'll have to wait another 5 to 7 days, try, "What I can do for you is expedite your order. You should receive it within 2 to 3 days. I'll send you a tracking number by email as well." See the shift? "You'll have to wait" puts the burden on them. "What I can do for you" makes you sound helpful and proactive. Some great phrases for offering solutions. "Here's what I can do for you. I'm going to take care of this for you right now. Let me see what options we have available. What I'd like to do is, I want to make sure we resolve this for you today." These phrases sound professional, warm, and action-oriented. They move the call forward in a positive direction. And here's one more thing I want to add before we get to our vocabulary section. This is something that might sound small, but it makes a really big difference. End the call well. Even after a difficult conversation, how you end the call leaves a lasting impression. Don't rush off the phone the moment the problem is solved. Take a moment. Say something like, "Is there anything else I can help you with today? I'm really glad we were able to sort that out for you. Thank you so much for your patience throughout this call. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day." That last part, wishing them a good day, might seem small, but it genuinely makes people feel better. And sometimes, after a difficult call that you handled well, the customer will actually thank you. They'll say, "You know what? Thank you. I was really frustrated, but you've been very helpful." And that feels amazing. All right, let's do our vocabulary review section. This is where we go back through some of the key words and phrases from today's episode and make sure they're really sticking. The first one, to vent. To vent. V-E-N-T. This means to express your feelings, usually frustration or anger, by talking a lot about them. So you might say, "She just needed to vent for a few minutes before she calmed down." Or, "Let him vent. He's upset." In a call center, when a customer is venting, they're releasing frustration. Your job is to let them do that before jumping into solutions. The second word, empathy. Empathy. E-M-P-A-T-H-Y. This is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. It's different from sympathy. Sympathy is feeling sorry for someone. Empathy is feeling with them, understanding their experience from their point of view. Example, good customer service requires a lot of empathy. When we say show empathy in a call, it means responding in a way that shows you understand how the customer feels. The third phrase, to de-escalate. To de-escalate. This means to reduce the intensity of a conflict or situation, to make something less tense. So you might say, "My goal was to de-escalate the situation and find a solution." In a call center, de-escalation is a key skill. It's all about bringing the temperature down, making a tense conversation calmer. The fourth phrase, bear with me. Bear with me. This is a very common English phrase that means, "Please be patient with me," or "Please wait a moment." Bear with me just a moment while I check that for you. It's polite, it's professional, and it sounds very natural in English. Customers respond well to it. The fifth word, inconvenience. Inconvenience. I-N-C-O-N-V-E-N-I-E-N-C-E. This means trouble or problems that something causes, a disruption to someone's life or plans. I sincerely apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused. That's a classic customer service phrase. You'll hear it constantly in professional English, and it's a very polished, professional way to acknowledge that something has caused the customer a problem. The sixth phrase, to take care of something. I'm going to take care of this for you right now. This phrase means to handle something, to fix it, to deal with it, and it sounds warm and responsible. It tells the customer, "Don't worry, I've got this, I'm handling it." Compare, "Someone will deal with it." That sounds distant. Versus, "I'm going to take care of this for you right now." That sounds personal and reassuring. Okay, let's talk about action steps. What can you do today, right now, to start getting better at this? First, practice the empathy phrases out loud. Seriously, say them out loud. "I completely understand your frustration. I'm really sorry you've had this experience. I can hear that you're very upset, and I want to help." Say them enough times that they feel natural, not scripted. Practice them in the mirror, practice them on your commute. Just say them out loud. Second, think about the last time someone was upset with you, at work or even in regular life, and think about how you responded. Was there something you could have said differently? Use that memory as a learning moment, not to feel bad about it, but to prepare better for next time. Third, write down 5 solution phrases on a piece of paper and keep them near you while you work. Things like, "Here's what I can do for you. Let me see what options we have. I'm going to take care of this for you right now." Having them written down means you can glance at them if you freeze. Over time, you won't need the paper, but at the beginning, it helps. Fourth, Listen to this episode again. Seriously. The first time you listen, you're getting the big ideas. The second time, you catch phrases and expressions you missed. And by the third time, it starts to feel like your own language. All right, let's do a quick recap of everything we covered today, because we covered a lot. Number 1, let the customer vent. Don't interrupt. Let the pressure out before you try to have a real conversation. Number 2, show empathy. Use phrases that acknowledge feelings, not just facts. I completely understand your frustration changes the tone of a call. Number 3, when a customer is rude, stay calm. Take a breath, gently redirect without being rude back. You deserve respect, and you can ask for it professionally. Number 4, apologize for the experience. Even if it wasn't your fault, I'm sorry you've had this experience is always safe and always helpful. Number 5, when you need to check something or put someone on hold, always give a reason. It makes waiting feel much less frustrating. Number 6, use the customer's name. Naturally, not robotically. It creates connection. Number 7, offer solutions with positive, action-oriented language. Here's what I can do for you is so much better than you'll have to wait. Number 8, end the call well. A warm, genuine close can leave a lasting positive impression, even after a tough call. Now, before we finish today, I have a question for you, and I really want you to answer this in the comments. Have you ever dealt with an angry customer or an angry person in any situation? What did you say? How did you handle it? Or if you haven't been in that situation yet, what do you think would be the hardest part? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. And if you share your story, it might help another learner who's in the same situation. So don't be shy. Come on, write it down. Okay, we are almost at the end of today's episode. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I know you could be doing a million other things. And the fact that you chose to listen to this podcast, it genuinely means a lot. Learning English is not easy. It takes courage, it takes patience, and it takes showing up again and again, even when it feels slow, even when you make mistakes, even when a difficult call makes you feel like you're not good enough. But here's what I want you to hold on to. Every difficult call you survive makes you stronger. Every phrase you practice makes you sharper. Every episode you listen to builds your confidence just a little bit more. And one day, sooner than you think, you're going to be on a call with an angry customer. And instead of freezing, you're going to take a breath and you're going to say, I completely understand your frustration. Here's what I can do for you. And it's going to work. And you're going to feel amazing.
That day is coming, I promise. So keep going, keep practicing, keep showing up for yourself. You've got this. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's free and it helps the podcast grow. Share this episode with a friend or a colleague who works in customer service or who's learning English, and leave a rating if you can. It really helps other learners find the show. I'm Jay. Thank you so much for being here. Take good care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.